The first thing Daniel noticed was that the woman standing outside his Tokyo hotel room was holding the same blue envelope his daughter had begged him not to lose. He froze with his hand still on the doorknob. The woman lowered her umbrella, looked directly into his eyes, and whispered, "Daniel, I know why your daughter was crying at the airport. Before we uncover what brought her to that hotel, tell me where you're watching from, drop your city or country in the comments. And if you enjoy stories filled with secrets, unexpected twists, family, and second chances, subscribe and stay with us. You never know when a simple journey can change a life." Daniel Carter was 38, a single father, and the most dependable employee at Harrow and Vail, a global technology company led by its famously private CEO, Victoria Harrow. For 6 years, Daniel had worked quietly in the company's operations department. He wasn't wealthy or ambitious in the way executives were. His priorities were simple: pay the bills, keep his 12-year-old daughter Lily happy, and never let work interfere with being there for her. So when Victoria called him into her office 3 days before his scheduled vacation, he expected trouble. Instead, she slid a plane ticket across the desk. "Tokyo," she said. Daniel stared at it. "Why me?" "Because the Osaka division has a contract problem, and you're the only person I trust to fix it." He hesitated. "For how long?" "4 days." Daniel glanced at his phone. Lily had texted him twice already. "Dad, promise you'll still be here for my school concert Friday." He looked back at Victoria. "I can't stay longer than 4 days." "You won't have to." Her answer was firm, almost too firm. Daniel accepted the assignment, but something about Victoria's behavior bothered him. She seemed distracted, and when he mentioned Lily, Victoria's expression changed. "You're a good father," she said quietly. Daniel frowned. "You barely know me." "I know more than you think." He didn't understand what she meant. At the airport, Lily hugged him tightly. "Japan sounds cool," she said, trying to smile. "But don't forget my concert." "I won't." Then she looked at the blue envelope in his hand. "Dad, don't give that to anyone." Daniel laughed. "Why would I?" "Just promise." "I promise." He tucked it safely inside his jacket. Tokyo was everything Daniel expected: bright, crowded, beautiful, and overwhelming. He spent 2 exhausting days repairing the contract dispute, but on the 3rd evening, he received a message from Victoria. "Do not leave your hotel tonight. I need you to stay there until morning." Daniel called her immediately. She didn't answer. He stared at the message, unsettled. Then someone knocked. Daniel opened the door and found Victoria standing there. She was alone, soaked from the rain, without an assistant or security detail. "Victoria?" She stepped inside and closed the door. "I owe you the truth." Daniel's voice hardened. "What are you doing in Tokyo?" Victoria looked at the blue envelope peeking from his jacket. "Did Lily give you that?" Daniel's stomach tightened. "How do you know my daughter's name?" Victoria sat down slowly. "Because Lily's mother was my younger sister." Daniel couldn't speak. His wife, Emma, had died 7 years earlier after complications following surgery. Daniel had always been told that Emma's family had cut contact years before. But Victoria was looking at him with tears in her eyes. "Emma never told you who I was, did she?" "No." "She was angry with our father. She left home at 19 and changed her last name. I searched for her for years." Daniel stepped backward. "If you're telling me you're Lily's aunt, why have you never contacted us?" Victoria looked down. "Because I found you too late." She explained that 6 months earlier, an old family lawyer had discovered Emma's whereabouts through archived records. By then, Emma was gone, but Lily was alive. Victoria had wanted to meet her niece. But there was a problem. Her father, Harold Harrow, still controlled a large portion of the family company. He had disowned Emma and refused to acknowledge Lily's existence. Victoria feared that revealing Lily's identity could turn the child into the center of a legal battle over a family trust. "So you sent me to Japan?" Daniel asked. Victoria nodded. "I needed you away from the company while I handled something." Daniel's face tightened. "You manipulated me." "I did. And you brought my daughter into this?" "No. I tried to protect her." Victoria reached into her coat and pulled out a photograph. It showed Emma as a young woman, standing beside Victoria. Daniel stared at it. He had never seen the picture. On the back, written in Emma's handwriting, were 7 words. "If I fail, find my daughter for me." Daniel's anger broke into something quieter. He opened the blue envelope. Inside was a letter Lily had written weeks earlier. "Dear Aunt Victoria," it began. Daniel looked up. "She's known?" Victoria nodded. "She found your old family photograph online. She figured it out herself." Daniel sat down heavily. "Why didn't she tell me?" "Because she was afraid you'd be angry." His eyes filled. "My daughter thought I'd be angry at her for wanting another family member?" Victoria shook her head. "She was afraid you would lose her." For the first time, Daniel understood why Lily had held on to him so tightly at the airport. Victoria moved closer. "I didn't come here to take her from you," she said. "I came because I wanted to ask permission to be part of her life." Daniel looked at her for a long moment. "You should have asked me before sending me halfway around the world." "I know. And you should have trusted me." "I know." There was no excuse in her voice. Only regret. The next morning, Daniel flew home. Victoria went with him. At the school concert, Lily stood backstage, nervous. When she saw Victoria beside her father, she stopped. "Dad?" Daniel smiled. "You have someone here who has been waiting a very long time to meet you." Lily looked at Victoria. "Are you really my aunt?" Victoria's eyes filled with tears. "Yes." Lily took one cautious step forward. Then another. She didn't run into Victoria's arms. Instead, she asked the question that mattered most. "Are you going to take my dad away?" Victoria shook her head. "No. I'm hoping he'll let me join the family he built." Lily looked at Daniel. He nodded. Only then did she hug Victoria. Months later, Victoria established a scholarship foundation in Emma's name, not for publicity, but for children of single parents who needed help finishing school. Daniel never became an executive. He never wanted to. But he did become Victoria's most trusted advisor, and their relationship slowly changed from employer and employee into something closer to family. As for the blue envelope, Daniel kept it in a wooden box beside Emma's photograph. Years later, when Lily was grown, she asked why he had never thrown it away. Daniel smiled. "Because sometimes a letter doesn't just tell you where you've been." He looked at the photograph of Emma, then at the woman Lily had become. "Sometimes it tells you who was waiting to find you."